Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Petra Akbar. I'm from class 11 Social 3. I want to tell you a short story, The Last Leaf by O. Henry. Many artists live in Greenwich Village in New York City. Sue and John C. Sue artists also lived in a studio apartment. Their rooms were at the top of an old building in Greenwich Village. In November, it was very cold, and with it a cold, unseen stranger, whom the doctor called pneumonia, stalked the city, touching one here and there with his icy fingers. The icy fingers of pneumonia also touched Jonesy. She was very ill, lying in her bed and not moving at all. A doctor visited her every day, but Jonesy was not getting better. One morning, the doctor spoke to Sue outside Jonesy's room. I can't help her, the doctor said. She is very sad and has no desire to live. Someone must make her happy again. What is she interested in? She is an artist, Sue replied. She wants to paint a picture of Bay of Naples. Painting, said the doctor. That won't help her. Sue was distressed by this news and didn't know what to do to help Jonesy. She went into the workroom and cried, and then she swaggered into Jonesy's room with her drawing board, whistling ragtime. Jonesy lay silently in her bed with her face towards the window. Sue stopped whistling, thinking Jonesy was asleep. She arranged her board and began the drawing to illustrate a magazine story. Sue was sketching a figure of a hero, an Idaho cowboy. She heard a low sound several times repeat. She went quickly to the bedside. Jonesy's eyes were open wide. She was looking out the window and counting backwards. 12, she sighed, and little later 11, and then 10, and 9, and then 8, and 7, almost together. She looked out of the window, wondering what was there to count. There was only a bare, dreary yard to be seen, and the blank side of the brick house. 20 feet away, an old ivy vine, gnarled and decayed at the roots, climbed halfway up the brick wall. The cool breath of autumn had stricken its leaves from the vine until its skeleton branch clung, almost bare, to the crumbling bricks. What is there? Asked Sue. 6, and Jonesy in almost whisper. They're falling faster now. 3 days ago there were almost 100. My head ached when I was counting them. But now it's easy. There goes another one. There are only 5 left now. 5? What, dear? Tell me. Leaves on the ivy vine. When the last one falls, I must go too. I've known that for 3 days, didn't the doctor tell you? Oh, I never heard of such nonsense, complained Sue, with the magnificent scorn. What have old ivy leaves to do with your getting well? Try to sleep, said Sue. I must call Berman up to be my model for the old hermit miner. I'll not be gone a minute. Don't try to move till I come back. Old Berman was a painter who lived on the ground floor of the same building. He was 60 years old and had always dreamed of painting a masterpiece. But unfortunately, till now he was not able to fulfill his dream. Sue found Berman in his dimly lit apartment, sitting in his chair. She told him of Jonesy's condition. Old Berman, with his red eyes plainly streaming, shoot his contempt and derision for such idiotic imagining. Jonesy was sleeping when they went upstairs. Sue pulled the shade down to the windowsill and motioned Berman into the other room. In there they peered out the window fearfully at the ivy fence. Then they looked at each other, peered out the window fearfully at the ivy fence. A moment without speaking. A persistent, cold rain was falling, mingled with snow. When Sue awoke from an hour's sleep the next morning, she found Josie with wide open eyes, staring at the drawn green shade. "Pull it up, I want to see," she ordered in a whisper, whereupon Sue obeyed. "It is the last one," said Jonesy. "It will fall today, and I shall die at the same time." Dear, said Sue, leaning her worn face down to the pillow. Think of me. If you won't think of yourself, what will I do?" But Jonesy did not answer. The leaves stayed on the vine all day. That night there was more wind and rain. When it was least knock, Jonesy commanded that the shade be raised. The ivy leaf was still there. "I've been a foolish girl, Sue," said Jonesy. "I want to die, but the last leaf stay on the vine to teach me a lesson. Please bring me some soup now. You know, Sue, someday I hope to paint the Bay of Naples." The doctor visited the girls in afternoon. "Take good care of your friend," he said. "She is going to get well. Now I have to go downstairs. I have to visit Mr. Berman. He has pneumonia too. I must send him to the hospital." The next day, the doctor said to Sue, "She's out of danger. You want nutrition and care now, that's all." And that afternoon, Sue came to the bed where Jonesy lay, contentedly knitting a woolen shoulder scarf. "I have something to tell you, dear," she said. "Mr. Berman died of pneumonia today in the hospital. He was ill only 2 days. The janitor found him the morning of the first day in his room downstairs, helps his with pain. His shoes and clothing were wet through an icy cold. They couldn't imagine where he had been on such a dreadful night. And then they found a lantern, still lighted, and a ladder that had been dragged from its place, and some scattered brush and a palette with green and yellow colors mixed on it. And look out the window, dear, at the last ivy leaf on the wall. Didn't you wonder why it never fluttered or moved when the wind blew? Ah, darling, it's Berman masterpiece. He painted it there the night that the last leaf fell." Thank you everyone. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.